Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Endless Legend. So we're going to be playing as the Kapaku again today. I asked for suggestions, what you guys would like to see in the next game, in the comments of the last episode, and I got a lot of people requesting like cultists and Morgauer, and we will do those. But the suggestion that I saw that I was most interested in is somebody brought to my attention the Endless Legend community patch. So we're going back up to Endless difficulty, and we're playing with this now. The deal with this is that it contains the improved AI mod that I used to play with, but also a number of other changes, some of which the modder was only able to make by digging into the like hard-coded files, the stuff you can't mess with normal mods, and changing some things there. So this is not a Steam Workshop thing, it's a thing you have to download separately, and I'll put a link to it in the description below. But basically, it not only will make the game considerably more difficult, but also it does contain some balance changes and stuff, and so I figured if we're changing some of the rules of the game, maybe we stick with the same faction to avoid overcomplicating the second game. So we're going to do this thing. On Endless, here's all the game settings. Let's get going. Now I will say that with the improved AI mod, I used to lose. Anybody who watched the old improved AI series knows that. It wasn't all the time, but it was some considerable amount of the time. So I guess what I'm saying is everybody prepare yourself for potentially us losing. I think the Kapaku are pretty strong, but also I'm pretty sure that I'm still not as good at the game as I used to be. So we may lose a game or three on our way back to some level of mastery. Some very minor level of mastery. But you know, who wants to play a game and just like go around winning all the time? Where does that get fun? So if we lose with these guys, we'll try again, and if we lose with them again, maybe we'll consider flipping around to all the other factions, but my goal for the series, like I said before, is to chalk up, well, we just saw this, so we can skip this, chalk up one real win with each of the factions on Endless, probably with this community patch installed, and the Kapaku are included in that, so we still have to get a real victory with them. That last game was just a learning game. So I'm noticing right away, it looks like we've got another volcanic region adjacent to us, which is cool. I wonder if it is always the case that the Kapaku start with another volcanic region adjacent to their starting volcanic region. And let's just have a look around. We have a Gelderus village over here. I don't think we actually saw the Gelderus minor faction during the last game. I was going to zoom in on the village, but I guess that doesn't really show you very much. The Gelderus, their assimilation bonus is extra damage output, so they are one of my favorite ones to assimilate. I'm liking this. We've got a bunch of anomalies all close together here. Also, I really like the Kapaku song. Okay, this non-volcanic region does have a lava flow. That's interesting. Potentially useful for us. Let's send another one of our stone sentinels up here. Yeah, so we got a lava flow here as well. The lava flow increases the industry on the tile. Like, these tiles are quite good. It's a shame there's no lava flow in our starting region. I wonder if we should settle over here. How much movement does our settler actually have? Only 4. Okay, well, that's fine. Like, right here would be cool. Right, I think I'd prefer this position to this position, because this one has more food. The Black Earth is very, very useful. So I'm going to have the hero escort the settler over there, because the hero's going to go grab this ruin anyway. Oh, there's another good anomaly. So we have a lot of good, strong directions to expand in. Honestly, it probably would have been better for me to settle here. That's, yep. Oh well. Listen, we'll get there. I gotta remember to finish moving and then look around and then decide to hit the settle button. There are a lot of lessons to pick back up. Okay, 30 dust, 5 science. That seems like a lower payout than we were getting from the ruins previously. That might have just been a dud ruin, but it also might be the case that the science output of ruins is generally reduced. I think we're going to not search this with this guy. We'll leave it for the hero. And we are definitely going to put up our Founders Memorial, very focused on industry here. An industry focus does delay our first birth, though. You know what? I'm gonna work food for one turn, I think that should put us in a position where we can move the worker next turn. Oh, sure, yeah, I guess we could research a thing, why not? I almost always go Mill Foundry first, and I'm not certain that it's right, especially with these guys who already have a lot of industry, but you know what? Early game industry is tremendously important. Alright, so we've received the first step of our faction quest here. Make sure you have 5 units of any single strategic resource stockpiled while ending the turn. Should be fairly easy. I think we got this by accident last time, right? Okay, we got some spices. I think we'll activate those right away. So spices are plus 50% food, and also plus 5 approval, which at this moment will take us from content to happy. So in addition to the plus 50% food, it's 15% dust and science, and also food and industry. Pretty alright. We've discovered an Ursus village. We haven't found our home faction, or our home region miner faction yet. Right, dust and science. Let's have this guy head over this way. Should probably finish exploring the home region. So we have some titanium. I'm going to have this guy head to the west. We'll have our hero come back and search east on the south side of the region. Okay, so I think now we can pull off of here. Yeah, we still get that birth 1 turn earlier, and we still get the same Founders Memorial timing we were going to get before. We have enough dust to do a rush here, but I don't know that it's actually super beneficial to do it. I guess we already have the tech to construct resource mining, so maybe we should do it for that reason. So just so we can get started on this right away. And it does provide us with extra... Yeah, you know what? That is a perfectly reasonable way to spend early dust. So the question then is, resource mining or another 8 science per turn? Well, 8 science per turn does sound pretty good, doesn't it? Listen, we'll get the resources. 8 science per turn is almost doubling our science output. Alright, let's see what lurks around here. We have found a Gorin village. We've also found a tree of life tree, sorry. Very different from a tree of life. These things are great. Unfortunately, less great when we can't actually access the food from them, but this might be a place to think about expanding once we have volcano formers ready. We can go ahead and grab the ruins that are not anywhere near our hero here. Oh, we found nothing. Well, what are you going to do? We've also found a player border. So my experience with the AI under the improved AI mod is that they are generally more aggressive. Let's go for food next. I often go public library right away because it's important to get your tech rolling, but also it's important to get your population rolling, and I think in general I undervalue that. Alright, maybe let's focus on this like this. It is still really, really important to get your early industry up. See a couple of attractive anomalies over here. Again, these are food-heavy tiles, so not really attractive to us right now, but attractive for what they can become. Tiles with attractive potential. Alright, another dead search. Hold on, before we move you anymore, let me just get some vision of some more tiles. Okay, what have we here? Gorin. Gorin are alright. They don't fit very well into our empire, or into our army, unfortunately. The thing that Gorin would do, we can use our Golem Riders to do, so... I want to be a little bit careful about exposing myself to another player so early, but I also really want to search all these ruins. We're getting some bad luck. I believe the base chance of finding nothing in a ruin is 20%. So... some unfortunate rolls here, well below expected value. An awful lot of lava around here. Alright, I think we're going to use Makaniche as a, oh, they are color-coding... Oh, you know what? I saw this in the patch notes. The color coding tells you why you have these traits. So, like, this color means these are innate to the hero. Although I don't know why all this stuff isn't also that color. And this color means it's coming from equipment, right? Because he's holding a spear. All right, let's army stuff up here. That is nice though. It'll make it easier to tell what I can and cannot lose by replacing gear. I guess let's prioritize continuing to explore the lava area, or the volcanic area rather. Oh, also, quest. Come back and search the ruin with a delver, and also some stuff to get, like, a pretty good crossbow. It's fine. It's probably not good enough to be worth the amount of effort you have to put in to finish that quest. Got another player, so we're sandwiched between players right away, which does make me a little nervous. Show me something cool? 30 dust is cool, I guess. 30 dust is kind of cool. Okay, here's an anomaly that is actually still attractive to us. The mineral rich is just extra industry and science. Or I guess it's just straight extra industry and there's science on the tile from other sources. So I'm thinking about early expansion. It's important to expand quickly to avoid getting hemmed in too much by the computers. Obviously, this area is a natural expand for us, but I'm wondering if we should not do this next and rather, like, take this, because I think the AI will be less likely to settle here. We might be able to get them both, you know? Maybe that's greedy. In fact, that's definitely greedy, but that doesn't make it wrong. In fact, I might argue that makes it more likely for it to be right. Let's grab Language Square next, because I think we're starting to see a lot of minor factions. We're also seeing AI borders creep toward us. Closer every minute. Seems like we're going to have a lot of neighbors. That's not necessarily a bad thing. You can sometimes use neighbors against each other, but in general, they're going to prefer to pick on us because we are the weakest, because they got to start with a bunch of free stuff, because, you know, high difficulty. So that makes me a little concerned. Like I said, we may lose a game or two here as I'm readjusting. Man, the terrain is so pretty in this game. Let's head this way up onto the cliffs. Give ourselves a little bit better vision. I probably want to get the seed storage up before the geomic labs. Really just focus on making the city as powerful as possible. It's especially important to have a high value capital on higher difficulties, because we're way more likely to get attacked early. So our neighbors really could be anybody. We only have 5 other players in the game, and there are considerably more than 5 other factions. So I really just have no idea who we're going to meet. It's possible that our neighbors will be very angry, dangerous people. No, it's extremely likely. I might even go so far as to say. Okay, so this region has some value to us because it is the conduit to another volcanic region. It also seems to be the conduit to the coast. And as I expressed in the last game, I would really like to get out onto the water a little faster. Found some Yotus in this region. Also, dust and science. Speaking of all this dust, how are we doing on buying stuff out? Yeah, I think that's reasonable. Let's get both of those buildings done on the same turn, and then probably start thinking about making a military unit or two, or maybe even a settler. A settler is probably a good idea, actually. So, the question. Do we want to settle in one of these hard growth... Wow, look at the 3 clustered anomalies there. This is an interesting tile for sure. Do we want to settle in one of these hard growth areas and just soldier through in order to deny territory to the AI? Or should we settle in the natural area, which will make a much more powerful city much more quickly, but will cede territory to people who definitely want to kill us? If we were going to settle this region, is there a spot that's particularly attractive? There's a cluster of 3 anomalies right here, not far from rivers. It's a kind of a weak set of tiles right now due to no food. But the step soil will be really helpful once we get our first volcano former down. And then we have like a place over here we can put down a golem camp, which is Pretty strong. This tile right here, though. This might be the one. And then that gives us, like I said, a conduit to there. It does stretch us out against 2 other players, which is certainly something to be concerned about. I think we're going to try to be aggressive and take Melunter. And if it doesn't work out, well, then we will have learned something that we can't get away with. Right now we're looking at 134. Can we equip an improved movement talisman already? Do we have access to those? That's not the one. Not really that expensive. It does give an extra point of movement. But I guess at the moment, build time is at a premium, while the city's industry is still low, so maybe let's not bother with that. Once the city can build things more quickly, we can change that up. And I think I'm going to not search this ruin, because I think what I'm going to do with our hero is move a couple of spaces this way, just get a little bit more vision, and then warp back over to here, and we can search it together for the XP. And you... looks like you maybe have eyes on another volcanic region? Indeed. Okay, interesting. There's actually quite a lot of volcanic activity around us. Potentially very good, maybe very good. So I think we're going to start bringing our hero and their supporting Stone Sentinel back so that we can parlay with our home minor faction and just be ready in case the other players want to get a little aggressive. You may find me overcautious this game as I try to readjust to having opponents who are capable of thinking. Sorry, thinking's a big word, but you know what I meant. Opponents who are better at thinking, I guess. Okay, so that ruin was empty, which is a real shame. We'll stop right here, and then we're going to finish Language Square in a second, so next turn we'll have a chat with those guys, see if we can maybe chill them out a little bit. And now is maybe the time to pick up the science thing, or... you try to hit the mercenary market. I've spent a lot of our early dust, I think in reasonable ways, but we don't... it means that we don't have a lot of stuff with which to buy heroes. Yeah, let's maybe go public library. It's a good, early, important building. Wow, we are finding, like, absolutely nothing. A huge percentage of our total searches have been bad. Alright, easy quest. Everybody in this village seems to be giving orders and claiming some fancy title. Finally, one of them comes forward and states that if you can bring them enough dust, they will put aside their differences and follow your banners. Okay, so if we do this, they're gonna ask us to do something else. However, something else they ask us to do could be very easy. We can afford to part with the 50 dust, probably. Also, at this point in the game, 10 influence is actually pretty meaningful. With a hero-led army, talk to the other Dorgeshi village in the same region. That's actually very doable. Oh hey, and there's Red. They're the roving clans. Okay, good news, bad news situation here. The bad news is they'll attack us, almost certainly. The good news is the roving clans are sometimes people that you can get along with. Let's all have hope that this is one of those times. And, return to this village with an army that contains at least 3 minor faction units. That seems unlikely to happen. Yeah, I think we're probably not getting that one. One balance change that's pretty important that was made in this patch is that retreating now costs 60% of your max HP instead of 50, which I think is a... oh, look, they're running away. Good for them. And we've pacified the village. I think it's a good change because that makes it less likely that you will be able to just run away from somebody over and over again. This is a settler, so obviously we're going to be attacking that. My hero still has 2 move left. I'm wondering how far these guys ran away. Because we could... Oh, never mind. The hero's reassignment cooldown is not available. We actually cannot disconnect and just attack here. Yeah, I'm a little concerned. I'm a little concerned about this. If they take this region, that's going to be pretty bad for us. I mean, it's not the end of the world. We just settle in the volcanic region like normal. But I really wanted to build a bridge out to the water here. What am I doing with you? You are just searching ruins. Hopefully finding something. Anything. Okay, a quest. Obviously, and sadly, the people who lived here ages ago were more educated than yours. In the dust-covered ruins of this technological empire, your scientists begin to find new ideas and inspirations. Perhaps you might even one day surpass those ancients. Okay, so if we produce 40 science, this is, there's no time limit on this. Eventually this will just happen. I'm not going to think about it too much. It is not a huge important goal for me. Well, our settler isn't done for another 2 turns, then it'll be a bunch more turns after that for them to get out here. Yeah, the only thing that really makes sense if we lose access to this area is to settle here and head in this direction. We could attack the settler. Obviously, Red will have some problems with that, and if Red's 2 dervishes are still in the area, they honestly might be able to defeat us. Probably, I don't think dervishes are particularly strong. But the other problem with that is we could attack this settler, they could retreat, and then they could still found a city that turn. So we might take a big hit to our reputation for no gain at all. It does annoy me that I spent resources pacifying these guys, and then another player is going to get the benefit of that. Alright, I know this seems maybe like a non-ideal place due to it not being volcanic, but I'm gonna fight for it. We're gonna attack them. I don't know, maybe this is a bad idea, but being aggressive worked out pretty well for us in the last game, at least, you know, when I actually did it. Oh hey, they got another reinforcement here. The good news is these guys are cavalry, and so our hero does bonus damage against them. Yeah, they just ran away and then just immediately settled. Yeah, that was what I thought might happen. Well, we only do 5 fortification damage. We could just attack, I guess. Right now, all they have is the 2 militia. Although, if we can't verify the position of that other army, it might be dangerous. I certainly don't want to fight 2 militia and 3 dervishes, each with 100 bonus health. And somebody's been busy up here already. Well, if we have to settle this instead, that's not the end of the world. I do hate that these guys had the same idea I had, though. And look at that extremely reasonable settle. Yeah, let's just get out of here. We're almost certainly not going to be able to win that fight. Let's go and talk to our minor faction. The spices have ended. Nobody's more disappointed about it than I am. Let's take our settler, and so where do we want to put down up in this other volcanic region? Obviously, this tile's pretty solid. There's not a ton of other anomalies in here. There's this and that. Settling near this lets us also be near the river, though. Like this is probably the best food location in the region. Is that right? Yeah, this isn't bad. Yeah, I think we'll do it right here. Like, right here on the river, maybe? Those two are not quite in reach of each other, but we can fix that. Make it so that if one of them gets attacked, the garrison of the other city can often respond. Yeah, okay. We'll go up to here. Disappointing, but somehow we will survive. Alright, and let's make ourselves some mining. What do you call it? Improvements. Mining improvements. You know, mining buildings. The buildings with the mining. Okay, so blue is over here. I should have changed up the player colors so we didn't have two blues. Dark blue is over here. It looks like all the AI are pretty spread out, but light blue and red have already crashed into each other. So if we're lucky, maybe they'll turn on each other and we can take advantage of the chaos. Yep, they have some negative feelings, about the thing we just did to them. Some AI just entered Era 2. It is turn 13. These things happen. Give them 8 titanium. That's a shame. I was hoping the Gorin alpha male would want to challenge us to a battle. We could have done that pretty well. So yeah, green expanded into us, red expanded into us, and light blue expanded into us. And as far as I'm aware, that is an indication of interest in aggression in every one of those cases. So, pretty bad. Pretty bad for us. Okay, over here we have some Broken Lords who are definitely going to murder our Sentinel if we don't have him retreat. And we don't have any luxuries that we need to pop or anything. Nope, let's just drop this down. Oh, I guess we could get a quest from the Gelderus while we're here. Gift 8 dye to their public market. Well, that's a shame. We definitely do not have a source of dye. It's probably worth focusing on food right away. Yeah. So we have 2 more titanium deposits up here. It won't be hard to pay off the Gorin. And I think I would rather do that than kill them. In this region, there are 2 Gelderus villages at least. There could be another one up here. Pacifying them by force is going to be a little bit more awkward. Oh, right. You remember how I was saying we're going to have that guy run away? Really? That's a huge number of military units. Like a really, really huge number. Ah. And they used that AI speed to instantly attack again before the menu could even be dismissed. Oh, I didn't mean to manual that. I guess we should have... yeah, just die horribly in combat. I figured if we're gonna die, we may as well do some damage on the way out. Okay, he did 20 total damage to that army, 20 that didn't get healed. Well, at least we don't have the Broken Lords player with the 10 military units on our border already. So let's see here. 3 more techs to advance to the next era. Sewer systems are probably not a bad idea. We are actually getting some river tiles, right? Like we have some there. We don't have any in the capital. So the river tech is maybe not super high priority. We don't have any luxuries, do we? I don't think I saw any. Nope. Lots of strategics, no luxuries. That's probably a thing, right, of volcanic terrain. Because a lot of the luxuries are things that would need to grow. So we don't need to go grab that. We will want access to the hero marketplace at some point. We could also pick up earlier geomancers than we did last time. It is nice to have somebody who can attack at range. Let's go this way first. The sewers will help with the growth of our cities. Alright, we need to finish exploring this area. Probably make a library here, and then it might be time for military units after that. There's also some value in this expansion, right? Five, 3, 8, 1, 4, 11, 2, 5. There's a couple of good, really fast expansions. Now we're gonna need military units. Then again, it's nice to build them during Era 2 after you've gotten some upgrade tech. We might be okay on Dust to just do retrofits. The other thing I could do is build like a husbandry center here and just really, really pump population. This early in the game, though, we do probably need our citizens focused on industry production. We need to be able to finish stuff. I don't know. Let's wait until the public library is actually finished before we make that decision, I guess. Alright, well, we're getting close to moving our faction quest forward, I guess. It's not the best start we've ever had. But it's about to be Dust Eclipse time. So do I want to attack this Gelderus village? Oh, hey, how you doing? A little bit of a shame that I clicked here and our guy decided the best thing to do was to walk all the way around. Oh, right, because that's a water tile. That would, in fact, be a good reason to do it that way. Well, we're going to win here. They're taking damage. I think they must have stood in the lava. These guys are technically cavalry, which means that the militia will be effective against them, as will our hero. Gelderus have pretty high base damage. Like, actually extremely high base damage. So maybe we should try to just stay away from them. Let the militia get in there and do the work. How fast are they? 4 speed? So actually, there's not really... I can start way back here. This one could get in on me if he wants, but this one would probably just fight the militia. I'm going to try to let the militia handle it. Wow. Or maybe they won't. Maybe they will not succeed in handling it. Switch them both back to aggressive mode, just in case for some reason their orders are not viable. 99! Jesus. Yeah, Gelderus are not a joke, it turns out. Alright, we're going to head up the tree as quickly as possible. Again, I would just really like the morale bonus skill. So that puts a little bit of a damper on me attacking this village to burn it out and then trying to get a different quest from them or something. Yeah, we're going to need military units. Alright, let's really quickly have a look at the stone sentinel design. It probably makes sense to stick to the sword. So their cost goes from 104 to 122 with these changes. We're talking about 9 extra defense, a little bit of initiative, a little bit of health. That's probably worth it. It's a pretty low cost. That's a little bit more. But honestly, also probably worth it. We'll queue one up. Replace the one that was devoured by Broken Lords. Yeah, so since the city's not under siege, its garrison replenishes each turn, I wanted to wait for that to happen before we potentially attack these guys. So we've done this. We now have 15 glass steel. We must begin to make this world more hospitable for the Kapaku. Volcano form 10 tiles. Also, apparently I was standing on top of an appearance point for a conflux, because this army is now movement confluxed. That's a handy one. I guess let's go search a ruin. Chadun. We have met the Ardent mages. Also not great for us. Now, this is a good time to pick up some dust. Key in that movement order, and we will definitely spam click that button as soon as it becomes available. I probably want to grab the Empire Mitt. It's just good basic resource buildings, and then we are going to want Geomancers eventually, and we're going to need both of these techs eventually. I guess, actually, this would not be a bad time to pick up Mercenary Market, because this is a time of the year when we will suddenly be gaining a lot of dust. Or at least we hope we will be suddenly gaining a lot of dust. Get out of there before you get attacked. A common frontier could lead to harmony or conflict. Something tells me that you've already made a decision. Those two options are being presented as equal, but they are not equally likely to occur. Okay, yeah, we totally might be able to hire a hero as soon as Mercenary Market ends. Or, finishes researching, rather. Another 75 dust. We could have used some of this to rush buildings in Gadanak, but we should probably make sure we can get a hero. Solid governor can make a big, big difference. Alright, so we have enough resources, enough influence here to do one region, one direction in the Empire plan out to level 1. I think it's got to be 20% science, right? Unit cost reduction is also useful, but not always, whereas 20% science is 100% of the time the same thing. This, obviously, is actually doing nothing anytime you're not building units. So yeah, we'll go that way. Seed storage going. Here we could probably stand to build the sewers as soon as that sentinel finishes. We just need to pick up some more stuff. I did not realize that picking up confluxes was worth XP. Well, our heroes gained in levels pretty quickly. We should head over here and prepare to contribute our stuff to the Gorin. You can do that next turn, because it would be really nice if this village did not spit out a hostile army. Okay, cool. I brought 8 titanium to this tribe. We're going to jump this stone sentinel out here and have him move onto that conflux. So we're going to join him into this army, but we need every unit in the army to have the effect of the conflux for the army as a whole to get the effect of the conflux. And then let's not spend any dust until we know what actual hero prices are. Just in case we can't afford to both retrofit and hire. Okay, let's pop into the marketplace. Heroes are at 3 stuff. Okay. Less than 400 by a lot. So we have an early opportunity to pick up a hero here to serve as a governor of one of our cities. The Grand Cleric Akuma gives a dust boost 2, science boost 2, dust boost 3, and I do like Broken Lords as lords. Obviously, I mean, we had one of these before, right? So, lots and lots of dust stuff, but also extra resource mining can be very useful. Long Fangs is probably not appropriate to what we're doing here. Influence boost, food efficiency, food boost. So remember, boost is always a flat bonus, while efficiency is always a bonus to the per citizen working this resource value. Petrov Judit is giving science efficiency, and Zoyos Bright Slash is food boost 1. I'm tempted to take Johnport. We're a little bit dust negative right now. He'd fix that right away. He's better in cities with rivers, but we can put him in a city with a river. He doesn't have to go to the capital. And in fact, it might be better for him to go to the city with the river so that we can level him up a little faster because we have more stuff to build there. Yeah, all right. I think Johnport is our man. Let's just go ahead and, well, hold on. What are we doing in this city? Just about to build that sewer system. Yeah, I'm going to put him in here. This will give our weaker garrison a little bit more defensive capability as well. Okay, so there are no more temple ruins over here easily accessible. So what do I want to do with 11 points of move right now? We could go and parlay with minor factions in other people's regions just to try to get rewards. We still don't really know what's south of us. Maybe that's a good thing to do at this moment. Let's go have a look around. So as far as expansion goes, this is still available. We could also go through here on our way to this other volcanic region. Not actually sure which one of those is the right thing to do. When you finish your sewer system, probably another fighter, right? We should get our army up to full size. Want to lessen the chances of us getting completely run over. Dust Eclipse has come to an end. We've discovered a Bos village. Also, a dragon tree, which is a pretty cool thing. This wouldn't be a bad place to volcano form and build out into. Oh, I guess that's the thing we should do with our army, is we should head over here and drop the volcano former, because I would like to build in this region. This is a little unfortunate. Like, I love these two things close together, but... and also by a river. But these tiles that we wouldn't actually get any benefit from do spoil the value of that position a little bit. What comes up here after the seed storage? We probably don't need the titanium right this second. It might be the sewer system. In fact, yeah, it's definitely the sewer system. Alright, let's head over here and volcano form some stuff up. Maybe we're going to find an even better tile down this way. We have to make a couple volcano formers happen to move our faction quest forward anyway. Alright, well if we come down here, we're probably going to get attacked by those demon guys, but also I want to search this ruin. So we'll just deal. That was okay. So we need to drop 2 volcano formers in not incredibly stupid positions. Okay, winter is unfortunate. Let's have a little chat here. In your next Empire plan, don't put influence into the military industry and set the economy and population ministry to level 1. That's a little bit of a shame, because that's a minor faction quest I can't do for 15 turns. It's a bad time for winter. Somebody else has destroyed 10 armies here on turn 25, and so their units have gained 15% initiative for the entirety of the game. Not amazing for us. Obviously, the winter modifiers are always the same in the first winter. And we have just now reached Era 2. Okay. So now we have to think about something here. How likely are we to declare war on our neighbors in the near future, like the immediate future? Like, how much do we need to rush the military techs, and how much could we afford to, like, stop off and get golem camps, which are amazing? I think we're going to try getting golem camps. I'm going to try to focus on my economy a little bit here. Alright, we probably drop a volcano former there, regardless of whether I'm actually going to settle there. Let's just go ahead and do that. Oh, I do have to actually click the buttons to make the volcano formers. Oh, we are not seeing a ton of value here. So my Cordia is pretty alright. Yeah, this might actually be the best settling location, even though it is really close to the border and also right up against some mountains. So do I want to move straight into that? I guess what we have to actually do is build ourselves an empire mint. Maybe a couple. Obviously, things are going to get a little bit less ugly once this winter ends. We're looking at 1 to 16 turns. Not much of a gap. Could really be any moment now. Somebody else has been the first to activate 4 luxury resource boosters. Gotta make sure that we are in position here to, 6 units already, huh? That's not ideal. I think we're gonna drop another one right here. Then let's merge up a little bit. This army would be a little faster if I would retrofit this guy. Kind of glad I didn't, though, given the situation we've gotten into with dust here. So these guys can't really move forward very much. I need them to remain inside my borders so they don't get murdered right away. Yeah, I don't really know what to do about this. Interestingly, they seem to have recruited a minor faction that has basically the same unit that they already have as their starting military unit. Maybe not a great plan. Yeah, okay, I think that's reasonable. So if they come down this way, we'll have to run away. I'm hoping that they're not going to just run over and mess with our volcano formers for fun. That's inconvenient. We'll deal with that in a second. So we probably do want to grab another settler. The Museum of Auriga is powerful. No doubt about that. Gonna eat up a lot of build time, though. Now let's get the settler. I wanna try to secure this region. I think. Yeah, I think we'd better. These guys not moving at all makes me a little nervous. I guess they might be locked by the battle. Let's get in here and have this out and see what happens. Alright, so flying, chain lightning. They have the Ash Breather trait. Can regenerate life on volcanic terrain. That's cool. Takes no damage from lavas. Yeah, that's neat. That's a neat thing for these guys to have. I assume that it's these guys specifically and not all miners. You have 6 moves, so you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. get a hit with maximum charge value. That's probably right. And we want our units to be standing a little bit apart to minimize the effect of chain lightning. Okay, 86, not bad. Now we have moved into position to maximize the effect of chain lightning. Okay, easy. One down. Probably he doesn't move. That's my guess. You can break up his chain lightning right now, which means I didn't need to do this thing. Chain lightning only works on attack, not counterattack, I believe. Yeah, overrides default attack only. Actually, I guess the smart thing for me to do is to move to here now, so as to be providing morale to my team. Now that we are in control of the tempo of the battle, it made sense. Makes sense for us to huddle together a little bit. Apparently not locked by the battle, just not interested in moving. Seems a little strange to me. I wonder if they're waiting to see what I do so that they can try to attack me. Well, I'm gonna go like this. They can attack us in the open without a formal war declaration. They cannot attack us in our territory. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little nervous. I know all those units are really injured, but also numerous. Somebody just entered Era 3 before turn 30. Again, concerning. I don't know what these guys are doing. What else do we need here? I suppose it would be a good idea to build some science stuff. We do just need to keep focusing on growth as much as possible. God, I wonder how many of my units it would take to kill these guys. My hero's in pretty poor shape, and that is definitely going to limit our effectiveness. Okay, hey, would you look at that? We managed to survive the first winter. They're bringing forth even more units. Ah, they're attacking the minor faction villages. Okay, that makes a little bit of sense out of their positioning. It does make it even harder for us to attack them, though. So yeah, we lost this quest that we definitely were not going to want to do. We cannot see what the next winter effects will be because we don't have our altar yet. I should probably try to get some pearls, huh? 3 is not going to cut it. To start this on turn 30, I think is probably a fool's errand. It is a good building, but will it still be available on turn 40? If I expand like that, I'll go back down to 60 approval, which will mean not happy. Right, I believe it's minus 10 approval for each one, and then plus 15 for leveling it up. Yeah. Probably just another military unit then. And over here we have an okay, not great geomic lab. Or early expansion, or I guess more titanium. Trade it to other players at least. I'm a little worried that I haven't been aggressive enough here. And just kind of like staying home and playing with my economy. Okay, so we did finish volcano forming there. Right, yeah, volcanic terrain, okay. Also, anomalies now give +4 influence. So everybody's going to have a ton of influence, because we all founded near anomalies. I don't really know how that affects the AI, if they actually make better decisions when they have more influence, or if it's just a player thing, really. Alright, I need to figure out what we want to do next. We're going to have to fight somebody eventually. The question is whether we lean into military tech right this second, or if we keep trying to make internal improvements. If we're going to do the latter, probably Central Market would push us toward fervency. We could just get granaries going. We do have plenty of glass steel to play with right now. Imperial Highways is probably not that vital. Definitely don't need more minor faction simulation slots. In fact, we could use the one we have now. It would give our units plus 5% life. I don't know if that's a good move for 30 influence this early in the game. 30's a lot. Yeah, I don't know. Alright, got our new settler up. We need to see if we can make this happen. I'm a little worried about the AI army that seems to be stuck here. If they don't move, I don't know what we're going to do. Oh yeah, also we do have to pick a thing. So we could go Alchemy Workshop, we could go Public Granary. A reduction in buyout costs is probably not super relevant for us. We could pick up the other half of the marketplace so that we could sell off our bonus strategics, which might actually be useful. You know what? I think I'm going to have a little bit of a think on this. So, this is our position for now. We have another settler. We're probably running down to, what is this? Madanav. That's a D. It's kind of hidden behind the thing. We're probably running down to Madanav to grab this tile, even though it's not totally ideal. But if you have any other feelings about what we might want to do with that, out here in Tiaran, we got a pretty nice cluster of what do you call it? A cluster of anomalies. Maybe we do grab this. Put down right there. Expand this way. Maybe Golem camp the dragon tree or something. I don't know. Anyway, that's going to be it for us for today. Let me know in the comments, if you have any ideas or plans of your own. And come back next time to see if we get immediately annihilated by one of these AI, or if it's going to take a couple episodes. And we'll see you then.